Actually, 65 amendment establish SC/ST for promotion, Commission for SC/ST Commission, National Commission for SC/ST. 65 amendment mention of the 89 amendment. SC and ST Commission both separate bifurcated National Commission for SC and ST into separate commissions. 7577 amendment here SC/ST promotion, SC/ST reservation promotion, reservation promotion SC/ST, seniority in promotion of SC/ST, seniority promotion in reservation in promotion, promotion in seniority in promotion. 2785 95 65 amendment 61 education 61 1989 age below 21 to 18 age right to vote এতে সব 69 আছে 69 80 99 99 2009 2020 SC/ST amendment reservation of seats extend the reservation of SC/ST and Anglo-Indian will extend till 2030 reservation of SC/ST State Assembly till 2030 extend reservation of SC and ST in Lok Sabha till 2030. 8 amendment 59 8 23rd 45 62 79 95 104 04 assisted Anglo-Indian abolished reservation for Anglo-Indian community abolished. In 95 amendment 2005 27% reservation of OBC in government and private educational institution, 27% of reservation for OBC in government and private education institution. 93rd 2005 and the amendment National Commission of OBC constitutional status under constitutional status National Commission for backward classes and introduced Article 342A giving the President power to specify OBC. 2A but 105 amendment again state restore the power of determine OBC. 103 WS 102 reservation 104 the abolition of Anglo-Indian 105 OBC power restore to state 106 33% of women reservation in Lok Sabha, State Legislative Assembly and Union Territory of Delhi and Puducherry. And 70 SC/ST Anglo-Indian. Caste amendment 1951. Empower the state to make special provision for advancement of social and economically. One amendment also. State to have empowered the state to make a special provision for advancement of socially and economically backward classes and socially backward classes, including SC, ST. 71. Honorary election president or vice president. After relevant to or connected with the election of all doubt about the president or vice president election decided by Supreme Court. 71. President or vice president election cannot be challenged on vacancy ground. Parliament can make law for president vice president elections. No bar on president or vice president holding other offices. All are doubt about the president and vice president elections decided by Supreme Court. President vice president election cannot be challenged. Parliament can make law for period. 75. Other provision as to ministers. Ministers appointed by president on PM's advice. Total number of ministers 15% of Lok Sabha strength. 15% of Lok Sabha strength है. 91st amendment. 15% of Lok Sabha strength. 91st amendment. Total number of members Lok Sabha. Minister of Lok Sabha. 91st amendment. 15%. Council of Ministers collectively responsible to Lok Sabha. Council of a Minister. Collectively responsible to Lok Sabha. Minister hold office during President pleasure. Office. Oath and office and the secrecy of the minister. Oath and office and secrecy of the ministers. Salary and allowance of ministers. Parliament decided. Prohibition on ministers holding office or profit. Holding office or profit. 74. Actually, Council of Ministers to aid and advise President. Article 74. Council of Ministers to aid and advise President. Advice. Council of Ministers aids and advises. President can require ministers to reconsider advice. President can require ministers to reconsider advice. President acts on advice. 42nd Amendment. On advice, President acts on advice. 65. Vice President to act as President or to discharge his function. Vice President to act as President. Vice President discharge the President function when President is unable. Vice President discharge the President's function. Vice President discharge करती कौन? President's function when President is unable. Vice President discharge the function of President function when President is unable. 65. Advise President. 67, 75. Same advice. 91st Amendment. Collectively responsible Lok Sabha. Minister खाली hold office during the president. Minister hold office. खाई Minister hold office. Oath and office of the secrecy for the minister. Oath and office and secrecy for the minister. Minister oath office. Salary and allowance of the ministers. Salary or allowance of minister or salary. Prohibition of minister holding officer of profit. Prohibition on minister holding office of profit. Prohibition on a minister. Prohibition. Office of profit. (72) Power of President grant pardon. Power of a President to grant pardon. President power to grant pardons in certain cases. President power to grant pardon. President power to grant pardons in certain cases. President power. Power to extend to all cases where punishment is. Power of President to grant pardon. Power of President. President power to grant pardon. Power in certain cases. Power extends to all cases where punishment is. Extend to all cases where punishment is by court-martial, under laws made by Parliament, death sentence, no appeal against President's decisions. Nothing in these articles affects President power to commute death sentence. Affects President power to commute death sentence. Nothing in this article affects President. President, no challenge, no appeal against President's decisions. No appeal against President decisions. So President is the highest in judiciary, commander in judiciary, head of the executive. 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 Actually, the Vice President of India. There shall be Vice President of India. 63. Vice President shall be ex officio chairman of the 63. Right to property, Article 31. Repealed by 44th Amendment, Article Amendment Act. 44th Amendment Act, 1978. Article 30. Cultural and educational rights. Cultural and educational rights. Article 29 and 30. Cultural and educational rights. Protection of minorities' interest. Protection of minorities' interest. Right to conserve language, script and culture. Right to conserve language. Minority interest. Protection of minority interest. 30. Right to minorities to establish education institution. Right to minorities to establish. Right to minorities to establish. Right to Article 29. 30. Right to minorities to establish education institution. Right to minorities to establish education institution. Article 30. For 29. Protection of minorities. Right to establish and administer education institution. Establish कर सकता है और administer करेगा education institution. No discrimination in granting aid to institutions. No discrimination. Granting aid to institutions. Granting aids to institutions. Protection of minorities. Interest. Right to conserve language, script culture. Right to conserve language, script culture. No discrimination in admission to education institution. Education institution 29. Conserve minorities interest. Right to conserve language, script culture. SC/ST language, script and culture, संस्कृति. Script teleka. भाषा. No discrimination. No discrimination in admission. Education institution. ସେଇଟା କିନ୍ତୁ SC/ST can establish their own institutions. So it's an administrative education institution. No discrimination is granting. Granting. No discrimination granting. Aid to institution. Right to freedom of religion. Article 25. Right to freedom of religion. Article 25. Freedom of conscience and free profession. Practice and propagation of religion. Freedom of conscience and free professions. Article 25. Freedom of religion. Right to freedom. Right to freely profession, practice and propagate religion. Right to freely profess, practice and propagation religion. Practice करेंगे, propagate, enhance religion. State can regulate religious affairs. Religious affairs को. Freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagation of religion. Free profession, practice and propagation of religion. Propagation of religion. Exploitation, prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. Prohibition in human trafficking and beggar. And forced labor. Prohibition of traffic. Prohibition of traffic in human being and labor, forced labor. Prohibition of human trafficking and prohibition of human trafficking and beggar. State can impose compulsory service for public purpose. State can impose compulsory service for public purposes. State can impose doctor in law. Actually, prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. Traffic prohibition, kidnapping in human beings and forced labor. Prohibition of human trafficking. Beggar. State can impose compulsory service for public purposes. Article 24. Prohibition of child labor in factories and hazardous work. Child labor. By C. Protection against detention and arrest. Arrest against detention. Right to know grounds of arrest or to know and to know. Right to engage, consult and be defended by lawyer, consult lawyer, or defended by lawyer. Provision for preventive detentions. Provision for preventive detentions. Provision for preventive detention. Provision for preventive detention. Preventive detention. Protection of life and personal liberty. Protection of life को protect जीवन. And personal liberty. Protection of life को no deprivation of life is liberty. No deprivation of life or liberty except the procedure of law, associate law. Protection of life and liberty. Article 20. Protect in respect of a conviction for offence. Protection in respect of conviction for offence. Protect in 20. Respect of arrest and detention. Protect in conviction. Declare conviction. Protection in respect of conviction for offence. No ex post facto law. No double jeopardy. No double jeopardy means for a crime you cannot reward more than one sentence. No self-incriminations. No self-incriminations. No ex post facto law. Ex post facto law. Someone post facto law. And law becomes changes. You cannot get sentence. You cannot punish. Law changes. The law changes. Actually,